afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first EIF and EIB Advisory and European Commission event, God Skills Level Up. My name is Silvia Manca, and I work at the EIF actually for quite some time, and I'm happy to see today in the audience so many friends and colleagues. And I thought about starting with a couple of reflections on my side. As you know, the past 12 months have been very special for all of us. Why? Because we have been working under the umbrella concept of the European Years of Skills. And we know very well that now this event is coming, let's say, to a closing end. In fact, tomorrow there will be the official event of the European Commission as the closing ceremony of this important year. But let me say that for us on the EIF side, this is more than a closing. This is maybe at the beginning. You probably know that the engagement of the EIF as a public-private body in the field of financing and investing in skills and education started roughly a decade ago with a very small pilot under the Erasmus program. After that, we graduated with a pilot that we conceived thanks to our partnership with the European Commission colleagues under the European Fund for Strategic Investments. Some of you might remember the so-called Juncker Plan. And then, finally, the important development of the past years was that under the new programming period, where the European Commission unveiled the new fund, the InvestEU fund, amongst the 4 policy windows, there was a specific pillar dedicated to social investment and skills, actually to mark the importance and the commitment of the Union to foster investments and lending towards this area. So on the EIF side, even though we are humble and we know very well that our areas of activity, meaning stimulating intermediaries to lend at more beneficial terms or to support investment strategies in the private equity world vis-à-vis entrepreneurs that might operate in the field of skills. We remain humble and we know that we don't have the solution for all. Nonetheless, we wanted to gather today a group of like-minded partners from financial institutions to academia to policymakers to take stock a little bit about where do we stand after a few years of implementation of financial instruments, but more importantly, to offer to all of us some perspective forward. What does it take to this community to step up our effort and make sure that skills, education, and training, which are today placed at the strategic segment of the European competitiveness, how we can step up our effort in this field. I'm sure all of you know about the EIF, and when I was preparing for this conference, actually something came up to mind. Apart from being a special day because of the event today, today is also the International Dance Day. And in my previous life, I was a dancer in the local school in Italy, in a very small village. And I was thinking that I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity to access the dance school, to spend hours in the dance school, to train, to learn the choreographies, to perfect any movement. And I was lucky enough to have parents who were giving me the opportunity. And then this word opportunity came up to mind. Isn't this what we are doing? We are trying to create a conducive environment to offer opportunities to, in this case, for instance, students or to entrepreneurs that would like to launch the EdTech new facility, or to small businesses that is within the remit of the EIF that would like to foster the upskilling and reskilling of the employees. So this is what is about today. How are we supporting and how are we creating future opportunities? We will have different important contributions today, and we managed to line up a number of important speakers, both from the EIF side, and this, in my view, is also important because we always say that it takes a village, right, to bring forward an idea, a project. And over time, we managed at the EIF, together with our partners at the European Commission and at the European Investment Bank, to create this network of champions and ambassadors in different services. up to a point where we are not only today implementing the so-called financial instruments, and sorry for the jargon, but we are also offering additional accompanying measures, non-financial support via the advisory pillar. We also have our research department that is, of course, attaching a lot of importance to the data quality, so we have launched new studying in this field. And the event today is a bit of a combination of all of this, and more importantly, an occasion also for you, for the participants, for the market practitioners, to bring their perspective on how to stimulate financing and investments towards skills and education. We will have 3 segments today. We will start with a bit of a setting the tone exercise with the 2 panels and presentations, one on what is the dimension of human capital when it comes to the venture capital and private equity, and also what is the perspective from a European Commission, so for the driver, let's say, in all these policy actions going forward. Then we talk a lot about InvestEU, indeed the program where I said that there is this specific window dedicated to social investment and skills. And our colleagues from EIF and the EIB will present to all of us the existing opportunities, both on the instrument side and on the advisory side. The second block will allow us to take a deep dive into more technical aspects. We will start with understanding what type of financial instruments and why the cross-fertilization of financial instruments is important to bridge the skills gap in Europe. Second, we will take a look about the peculiarities of the student lending activities. And thirdly, we will have a look at 2 innovative type of instruments, the deferred payment scheme and the income sharing agreements. We will then, for those of you who are brave to stay with us until the end, we will then announce a new partnership under the InvestEU program with 3 financial intermediaries that will stimulate lending towards a certain number of students in Europe.